to Simply CC's K-pop Awards. My name is CC. Next. All right. First up, Best Boy Group Single. These are the nominees. Um, well, just kidding. They're the honorable mentions. These are the honorable mentions. Feeling Like by Pentagon. For those of you that don't know, I am a huge Pentagon fan, and I'm pretty sure they are disbanding because literally their main vocalist and the person who writes literally all of their songs is going on Boys Planet. So I have a feeling this is our last song that we're getting from them, which is really sad. Phew, phew. But it was a bop and a half, so because it went gonna be like do 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 do. But for those of you that don't know, I literally have a voice channel in my Discord dedicated to Daisy by Pentagon. If you go into my Discord, you will see that I have an entire I feel like I should have some awards music, award show music. If you're watching this on YouTube, it probably already has it because I'm too lazy to like change it. I don't award show music, award either way. There we go. Love this. Okay. Next up, we have Good Boy Gone Bad by TXT. Great song, great vibe. Didn't like it quite as much as TXT's last few albums, but I feel like it was a really good transition album to what I feel like they're moving towards, which is more of a pop rock vibe, which I think suits them very well. So good for TXT. Again, TXT Thursday's Child is Far to Go. It was a B-side actually, but sometimes the B-sides slap harder than the single tracks, and I think that especially is true with TXT. So I felt like it had to be mentioned because I am a TXT girl, and the fact that they're not on the list at all, I wanted to make sure that it is known that I still listen to TXT. Next, the song by BTOB. I listened to this for like a month straight just because I was sad. Um, and it's like a slow, emotional song. So, yeah, it's a good song, and I wanted it to be on my honorable mentions. Next is Glitch Mode. I think that's NCT Dream. I just wrote NCT, but there's more than just NCT. Glitch Mode was fun. It was a fun little bop that I listened to for a very long time. Again, honorable mentions because it's not in my top five, but a good song. Future Perfect by Enhypen. Did the music already end? Do we have more? Okay, it immediately went to sad documentary. For those of you listening on YouTube, you aren't getting that. So, a half hour. What? Academy Award themes. Sure. Let's do that. Oh no, these are just like actual. I don't know what to do. Okay, whatever. Next is Future Perfect by Enhypen. Again, good songs. Those boys are dancing machines, and I really like how Enhypen is finally starting to find their sound. I think when they first debuted, it was like debut them as fast as possible, debut them as fast as possible because everybody loves them and they were just on Island, but they weren't a group yet. They didn't really know each other or know their sound. I feel like now they're finally starting to get somewhere with where they all can succeed and thrive. Um, and that makes me really happy to see. I'm happy that they're really growing and evolving as a group. Um, yeah. Next is Venom by Stray Kids. Uh, yeah, a lot of you know that when I first listened to the most recent Stray Kids album, Venom was my number one song. Now, it's still a good song. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song on the album right now, but it kind of smacked me in the face and smacked me in the face for a few weeks, so had to go on the honorable mentions. Last but not least, Darling by 17. It would be a miss if I didn't mention 17 anywhere on this list because 17 had an amazing year. They had some amazing songs. They had some amazing subunit songs. Cheers was in my head forever and always. And I think Darling was the one that I listened to the most. So let's see. And now it's time. The nominees are Maniac by Stray Kids. For those of you that don't know, I went to go see Stray Kids live. They were wonderful. After that concert, I stopped breathing, and seeing Maniac live again was insane. They don't know how to make a bad song, and that is the only opinion that there is to have. Next is Blessed Cursed by Enhypen. Again, same sort of idea with Enhypen. They're finally finding their sound. I think this one showed it even more. Um, and their dancing ability is just beyond anything that anyone else can do. Hot by 17. I didn't realize I put this on here too. Otherwise, I would have said all the things I said about 17 earlier, but I was doing that in the grocery store, so it's on my best boy group single. Whisper by the Boys, just because when I first heard that song, I was like, you know, when you listen to a song and you're like, that's what Whisper by the Boys gave me. And I feel like it was underrated and not a lot of people really paid attention to the boys this year. Or if they did, I didn't see them paying attention to them as much as I felt like they should have been paid attention to. So that's either on me or on you. It's on someone. It's probably me. It's probably on me. Um, Da Da Dee by Treasure. Again, I don't know much about Treasure, the group, but I know they put out good songs. Like they put out bop after bop, and I can't complain about that. Like the group I know is huge, but I really don't know that much about the group as a whole. I just listen to their music. Treasure, I feel like, is one of the few groups that are like that. I guess I'm a little bit like that with the boys, but I know a few of their names. Treasure, I don't know any of them. And I just know their music and it really slaps. It's something I have to fix, something I'm going to have to work on, but that's it with Treasure. And then there's Gorilla by 8Ts, another boy group that I saw live. Also, my favorite 8T song. I will say that usually I struggle with ATEEZ's music because uh, it's just a lot in a different way that Stray Kids is. And I know I can understand the appeal and I love the appeal to them. I just hadn't found a song yet that had really hit me by ATEEZ. But Gorilla really was like, all right, I'm in it. I'm in it. So I saw them in concert and they were fantastic. And their music is better live. It really is. They just have this energy that is so hard to explain. And I really enjoyed it. So, Gorilla by ATEEZ. Next. Oh, the winner. We got to know who the winner is. And the winner most of the time was just based on my Spotify Wrapped because I couldn't make a decision. So whatever was the most listened to on my Spotify Wrapped, I made the winner. So the most listened song was Maniac by Stray Kids, which it is a good song, and I was screaming it at the top of my lungs for months. So congratulations, Stray Kids. Bang Chan, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry. Congratulations. Well, I'm not sorry that you won. I'm sorry about myself. Anyways, next, best girl group single. Okay, best girl group single. Here are the honorable mentions. First off, Life's Too Short by aespa. A lot of people did not like this song, and I think they were wrong. I really liked, okay, not gonna lie, didn't like it at first. At first, I was like, what is this? And then it kept playing on my uh whatever playlist radio I was playing, and it kind of gaslit me into liking the song. And you know what? Good for them. Good for aespa because life is too short. Need to get away 'cause life's too short. Okay, next, Purple Kiss. Mem Mem. Is that how you say Mem Mem Mem? I know the song goes Mem Mem, so I assume it's Mem Mem. Again, underrated song. Listening to it nonstop. I hope to see more from Purple Kiss because they have a fun vibe that you don't see a lot of these days. So I hope great things for Purple Kiss. Vampira bi-weekly. Yeah, I have another group that they won Rookie of the Year and then they just kind of disappeared, which is kind of sad. But they came out with one song this year, and I think they came out with a few solo things. So Vampire, my computer does that sometimes. I dropped a bunch of frames. Are we doing better now? Are you doing better now? I hope we're doing better now. Okay. Wah Hip by Mama Doll. Iconic group. Only did pretty much one performance. And they came out after a TV show. So Mama Doll You Ate. And I listened to that song like about 100 times over. And it made me really happy to see mothers, literal mothers, being K-pop idols again. And they were still completely capable. I was like, they should just keep going with this. Like, I would buy all their music. I don't know who wouldn't. Probably, I don't know. It'd be mainly an international audience, I feel like, because we like mothers. Anyways, by Kepler. Watata by Kepler. Honorable mention. Loved the song. I was vibing to it all the time. I think that it was a solid debut song, and that's all I really have to say about it. Yeah, Fearless by Les Seraphim. I think it was another stellar debut song. I had no complaints about it, and I was vibing the whole time. After Like by Ive, a lot of people will be mad that this isn't on the actual list. I thought it was a good song. I just wasn't as into it as all the other songs that are on my actual list of nominees. Yes. So thank you, Ive. You ate after like. And then Dilemma by A-Pink was another song that love it that A-Pink is coming back and still dropping bop after bop after bop after bop. We have to honorably mention them because they did drop a bop after bop after bop. Okay. All right. Here's the nominees. First, Step Back by Got the Beat. This was literally dictated by my Spotify playlist because I didn't realize how much I had listened to this song until I looked at it. It was like number 3. I was like, really? I listened to that song that much? I guess I did. I guess I was really in the mood to tell a silly girl to step back, which is not very progressive of me. And I had to question myself a little bit, but it still had to be put in the nominations for that purpose and for that purpose only. Next, Tomboy by G Idol. G Idol has had a year and they have been launching, and Tomboy just made me feel rebellious in so many different ways and forms, which is what I've always been wanting to be. I've always wanted to be rebellious, but I've always been too scared. But G Idol makes me feel rebellious when I listen to their music in a way that nobody else's music does. And it makes me really happy. So thank you, G Idol, for releasing Tomboy. Helps my mental health. Run to You by Stacy. Slacy Girls always slaying. Seriously, I don't think Stacy makes a bad song. I know that people say that, but I'm serious. Like, I have never heard a song by Stacy that I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I want to listen to that song again. I have always, always, with every single one of Stacy's songs, I'm like, yep, yep, good song. Yep, good song. Yep, good song. Like even their most recent Japanese single, they just debuted in Japan, and Poppy slaps. I don't know if you have heard Poppy, but it's like Poppy, Poppy. That's how it goes. And they eat. But Run to You ate my soul. So that's why she's got a place in this nominees list because I was screaming it at the top of my lungs driving down the street when I was going to work and crying. Mm. Again, OO was another one that was on my Spotify playlist. It was like number 4 or something. And I was like, really? I listened to it that much? I didn't think I like it. OO is the definition of a grower, not a shower to me. The definition of a grower, not a shower. Definition. If you looked up a definition in the dictionary of what is a grower and not a shower, it would be OO by NMIX. Um, and so yeah, it was number 4 most listened to. Um, R.I.P. Ginny, you will be missed. Not actually, she's not dead. She's fine. She's alive. She's vibing. Just not in Ed Mix anymore, which is sad because she ate up. She ate. Yep. All right. Next, Love Dive by Ive. I think that a lot of people would have replaced this song and After Like. I say no. I say I'm right and Love Dive belongs on this list. Um, Ive songs just slap. They hit a different way. I have different opinions on the company that runs Ive and how they deal with the group as a whole. And like again, you never know the dynamics behind the scenes. Just what I see in front of my face, I'm like, you know. And then last but not least, Anti-Fragile by Les Seraphim. I know it recently came out, but I have been bopping to this song. I think Les Seraphim are the fourth gen It Girls. I know, I know, I know. And I didn't even mention Itzy. Okay, Itzy should be in my honorable mentions for 20. That's one song that I forgot, and that's on me. But I think it's Itzy and Les Seraphim. Even though they didn't even make it on my list this year. Itzy had a rough year. They did. Um, and it's not their fault at all. It's not their fault at all. I saw them in concert. They're still slapping. They're still eating. Their company is just doing something wrong. I think Cheshire was much better. Cheshire should have been in my honorable mentions as well. So like just stick those on the end. We'll be fine. Stick those on the end of the list and we'll be fine. All right. And so the winner is Run to You by Stacey. I know it didn't sound like it, but I really like couldn't stop listening to this song this year. I think it was number 1 on my most listened. I don't remember. I think it was. I think it was number 1. No, Maniac was number 1. I think this was number. Either way, Run to You by Stacy. Let's go. Congratulations, Stacy. You Slacy all day, every day. Keep coming out with bops. Thank you. All right, now we have Best Solo Artist Single Male. Gender is a construct. This is just because I couldn't fit them all in one page. Slow Mo by Bam Bam. Bam Bam is Bam Bamming, and I listen to this song a lot. I didn't have any honorable mentions. Maybe, you know what? I probably could have just put them all together and then made honorable mentions. I just didn't want to choose, you know? Okay, Phase Me by Woo-sung. Uh, I Love the Rose. This song was in my head. It was stuck in my head. More by J-Hope. Yes, I did want more. I always want more. Hey, shut up, I say more. Yeah, yeah, right, 'cause I want some more. Yeah, good song. Astronaut by Jin. Also a wonderful song, a wonderful send-off song. Definitely, you could tell that Coldplay wrote it though. It was like, this is a Coldplay song, but Jin's singing it. I love it. Give it to me. Num 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 num. Delicioso. Miss you, Jin. See you back soon. Please come home safe. Please stay safe. And then Chased by Minnow because Minnow can't do anything wrong. And the winner is More by J-Hope. Woo! His entire album just hit a different level for me. I think J-Hope is one of the most talented, uh, well, all of BTS really, but performers. J-Hope is can perform on a different level, and the different side of himself that he showed for this album and the music that he put out, I thought was so interesting, so cool. Nothing like we had heard him or any of the other BTS members do before, and it was wonderful. So thank you, J-Hope. I made this before. I made this list before Indigo came out, but I'm sure one or two of the Indigo songs would also be on that list from RM's solo work. So, yep. More by J-Hope. All right. Best solo artist single, female. Here are the nominees. Pity Party by Jamie, a bop and a half. I feel like it didn't get a lot of attention. Again, I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. This is just from what I saw on my TikTok feed. So whatever TikTok said to me specifically is what I'm getting. So Pity Party by Jamie. Jamie, you're still slaying the music game. You're eating the music game. If anyone ever tells you different, just listen to me again. You're eating and slaying the music game. That's all. I envy you, Taeyeon. Um, they really were right when they say that Taeyang really can do no wrong. Because she really can do no wrong. I've I literally have a friend who has never listened to K-pop before in their life. We had a day where I just showed him a bunch of K-pop songs. I just kept showing him and showing him and showing them. Oh, hi, Fino King. Welcome on in, and thank you. I will continue to enjoy my stream. Appreciate it. We're talking about this is the K-pop Awards. Welcome to the K-pop Awards. We're vibing to K-pop. But I Envy You by Taeyeon. Yes. Oh, I was in the middle of my story. My brain stopped. Um, I showed him a bunch of K-pop songs. A ton of K-pop songs. And the only one that he was really like, I will be listening to this song again was guess what it was? Guess what it was? I Envy You by Taeyeon. She just has a different level of reach that is so hard to explain to other people. But she ate. Num, num. All right. Next is Glitch by Eunbi. Kwon Eunbi. She was in Eyes One, and then she was like, I'm solo now because Eyes One doesn't exist anymore. And she made my list um, of best soloists. I think everyone else, oh, except for Cheon, she was also in Eyes One, but everyone else are pretty much veterans in the solo field. But Eunbi really debuted again and made her mark on the K-pop world, especially with Glitch. The choreography too just slapped. But the drop is really what made this song different from other songs, and I really vibe to it this year. Next is Deep by Hyo. Deep, 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 deep. Again, a good song to listen to in the car if you just want to not think about anything and have a really good dance beat in the background. There's a reason why Hyo you can tell that Hyo is a dancer. I say the same thing about J-Hope is you can tell J-Hope is a dancer by the music he makes. Same with Hyo. You can tell she's a dancer. So that's that. Next is Pop by Nayeon. For those of you that don't know, this entire year, that's all I've been doing. Specifically to my boyfriend. I'll just go up in his face. And I made him learn it. And he still doesn't quite know how to do it, but he tries, and that's really sweet. It's really sweet that he tries. So thank you, babe, for trying to vibe to Twice with me. I didn't put Twice on my list. That's offensive. I'm offensive. Anyways, next. Nabilera. No, don't be offended. Don't be offended. Please don't be offended. Did they come out with songs this year? Was Talk That Talk this year? Did I really not put Talk That Talk on my list? If I didn't put Talk That Talk on my list and it was this year, just know it belonged on not only the honorable mentions, honorable mentions, it belonged on the nominations list. I don't know if it would have beat Run to You. It might have beat Run to You. I don't know. Just know that Talk That Talk was that girl. Anyways, next on the list, Nabilera by Hyuna. Hyuna has had a rough year. She came out with a bop. Good for her. I know a lot of people would disagree with me on this one. They did not like this song. I was bopping. I was going, Nabilera, Nabilera, what? And doing the Macarena because that's what she does. So, Nabilera by Hyuna. Good song. Last but not least, Last but not least, Hush Rush by Lee Chaeyeon. It was a good song. A lot of people were mad because Chaeyeon was known as like dancing goddess, and the song wasn't really like it was very much a chill, almost indie vibe. But the song ate, and people didn't realize that. Anyways, hello Pasnik. How are you doing? I owe you subs because I wasn't at your subathon. If y'all don't go follow Pasnik right now, I'm gonna be really sad. So go follow Pasnik because I missed his subathon. And so what you need to do because I missed his subathon is go sub to him. Thank you and good night. Anyways, the winner and the winner is and the winner is and the winner is. I still know. Oh, an hour for the subathon? Wow. Ooh, it must have been popular. I love to hear that. Either way, the winner is Pop by Nayeon because that's all I was listening to and I love Twice. I know it seems very unbelievable right now, but I do. I love Twice. Trust me. Trust me, I love Twice. Trust me, I love Twice. I'm happy you're doing good, Pasnik. That makes me happy to hear. All right. Next, we have Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year. It wasn't that much TBH, but it was still fun. Good. I'm happy you had fun. I owe you subs because I wasn't there. So I owe you subs. I think I was driving. I was driving all day that day. It sucked. Either way, Rookie of the Year nominations. I only have 4 up here, and they're all girl groups because I don't really know any boy groups that debuted this year. And if I do, I don't know them very well. So they're all girl groups that I have. And I'm sorry if I missed your favorite or you don't. I didn't know all of the groups. These are just the ones that I'm aware of that I really paid attention to this year. You have to go buy bread? Okay, have fun going to buy bread. Have fun going to buy bread. And I do owe you something. You're the best, Pasnick. Everybody say you're the best, Pasnick. You're the best, Pasnick. Okay, so first on the list, New Jeans. Obviously, obviously, they came, they debuted, they conquered. Did I put attention on my? Just know that New Jeans came, they debuted, and they literally took over the world. I know that in Korea they are a lot. I mean, they're popular overseas too, but in Korea they really like took over. Everyone was obsessed with New Jeans. That's at least what I've heard. Again, this is all TikTok information, so take it with a grain of salt. Um, but they really did come out of nowhere. I think there's some problems that I have with their company and how they're running them. Um, but I think that they're talented in themselves and that their music is really, really good. Next is Les Seraphim. Yeah, I think there should be a space in between, but I messed up the wording. Either way, I love them so much. I love their concept. I recently just watched their documentary, and the idea that they all are coming from different places, different backgrounds where they could have gone and done something completely different. And they all came together and kept stepping forward into the future unafraid. Really cool. Really cool concept. I think that all of them have a very bold and fun character. And yeah, I love them. Next is NMIX. I think that the NMIX girls are extremely talented. I think when it comes to talent, they might be close to the top of this list. Singing, dancing, performance quality. I think that their concept is kind of holding them back a little bit, which is kind of sad to see. But I hope in the future they get songs like Dice. Dice was a really, really good song. And they're able to keep rolling with it. I mean, I listened to forever. And so they're doing their job correctly. It's just because I'm still listening to their music and it's a bop. But I feel like the concept is very like, we switch it up, yay, and we switch up our songs. But that I'm afraid is going to get really old really fast. So I hope that JYP has some sort of plan for these girls that'll really show their potential and the potential that they have. Last but not least is Kepler. I think, again, I have some questions about how the company is promoting them and running them. I think that all the girls are really talented. I think that because they were made in a survival group, it's really hard to maintain that. I don't know how else to explain it other than that it's hard to put them all together, except some of the best. I mean, Eyes One was insane, and they came out with wonderful music. But so does Kepler. I think just the way they're being promoted and run is kind of questionable for me, especially with certain members. But again, the girls are talented. I think it's just very, you know what it is? The concept is that they were made in Girls Planet, and they're not really doing much with their story or with their branding. Their branding is Girls Planet. And I think people want more than that. Like Les Seraphim does, like New Jeans does. And then I guess like NMIX does, but to a different extent. Um, a lot of music is about the brand. And I feel like Kepler is trying with this astronaut sort of vibe, but it's all over the place. I mean, We Fresh is completely different than I feel the vibe that they were trying to get across with Watata. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you have to show different sides of yourself, and there's still branding that you have to think about, and it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. So like if Katy Perry just turned around from her like vibe and just went like dark and emo, yes, we'd eat it up, but we need to like still have like if there's flowers in the background of Katy Perry's music video, there should still be flowers, but they should be like dark and grungy flowers. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Just the branding doesn't really make sense to me with Kepler, and I think that's really hurting them. So it's a company issue. Either way, the winner is Les Seraphim. I think we kind of knew that already. I think there's a space in between. Don't come for me, K-pop fans, please. I am also a K-pop fan. I love K-pop. Please don't come for me. All right. Last. Is this last? There might be like Artist of the Year too. Either way, Album of the Year. Nominations. The World Episode Movement 1. Episode 1 Movement. I read too fast. ATEEZ. Again, this year, ATEEZ really came out with new music that I really enjoyed. And I told you that I haven't really enjoyed ATEEZ's music in the past, not because I haven't wanted to, just I haven't found a song that really stuck with me. I think their most recent album, especially after hearing it live, was just on repeat for me. And I really, really, really am loving the stuff they're doing, and I'm really excited to see what they keep doing in the future. (G)I-DLE is kind of similar. Not that I didn't like their music in the background, but I feel like they really found their footing this year as a group. I think honestly because they said, screw our company, we're just going to do what we want. Because honestly, I think it all happened after Soojin left. That Soyeon was like, screw you, I'm going to do what I want. I'm in a contract, I'm going to make money, screw you. And they really found their footing. I really wish they were still able to do that with Soojin. Um, but (G)I-DLE really is taking strides and taking steps at being an iconic girl group. I mean, they already are, of course they are, but they're making history now, which is awesome. Another one is Maxident by Stray Kids. This wasn't my favorite Stray Kids album. However, all Stray Kids albums are wonderful in my eyes. I think my favorite one is probably Go Go Go. It was either Go In or Go Live. One of those two. Live Live. I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake fan. I think it's the red cover one that I liked more. Either way, I like all the Stray Kids songs. Um, I think the B-sides on this album are wonderful. Like Venom, like Freeze. Bang Chan, if you're listening, please, please perform Freeze at your next concert. Thank you and good night. Um, and last was Born Pink by Blackpink. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about this album, but Blackpink was the first group to really get me into K-pop, and I really still like their sound. Genuinely, really still like their sound. Even though I know a lot of people are like, they should be doing more, they really should be growing into a different version of themselves. But it doesn't seem like the girls really want that. It seems like they just like hanging out with each other. Well, I don't know what they want. It seems like they're sick of YG. That's really what it seems like. Um, and they're already doing their own things and they love each other. Does that make sense? Like, it seems like they're sick of YG and they just want to do their own thing. And they all kind of already are. I don't know. People were calling them lazy, and I'm like, no, I think they just seem done. I think they seem sick of it. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Either way, the album still slapped. The girls are still talented. You can tell they really love each other. Screw the companies. All right, and the winner is I Never Die by (G)I-DLE. Woo! Definitely my most listened to one. I think that (G)I-DLE's sound on this album was really fun. I really liked all of the songs. My Bag, like what's it called? Villain Dies. Like they just came out with bop after bop after bop. And it all melded together really nicely. So I really enjoyed it. All right, last but not least, Artist of the Year. Artist of the Year nominations twice. Okay, you see, I put them on this list just so you can't be mad at me because Twice is bopping. They genuinely are bopping. They're eating the music industry. Next, BTS, of course. Uh, I know I didn't have any of their songs on my list, but I mean, because they kind of, you know, uh, what's it called? They're not coming back till 2025 and they're doing a bunch of solo stuff right now. But all of their solo stuff, like I had a bunch of their solo stuff all on all of these PowerPoints. They're still doing the thing. They came out with two songs. I mean, four songs. I'm dumb. Run BTS was on repeat. I'm They still are doing the thing and eating the thing. Stray Kids, obviously, for all the reasons that I've mentioned before. I really, really just love listening to their music more than anything else. And I think it has to do with the same sort of vibe that BTS has, is that their rappers are also their producers and they also started just rapping. And I think that's why I like both of those groups a lot and why I kind of cling on to them. Whereas with other groups, I mean, AT's most recently, that's another one where they're, at least Hunjun writes all of he writes a lot of their songs. He writes all of their raps. I don't know as much, so please don't come for me. If you want to let me know in the comments, let me know. Please tell me all of the things. And then last but not least, ITZY. I had to put them on there, even though I didn't put their albums or their songs because they're always eating. I think that their performances have been amazing, all the stuff that they've been doing, their B-sides. Again, I didn't put any of those on there, but 20, Gas Me Up, Swipe, so many, all of their Japanese singles, Voltage, blah, 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 like they all slapped. I think ITZY had a rough year for their whoever their Korean management is. That's all. Yeah. Anyways, and the winner is Stray Kids. Yeah, my Stray Kids obsession has continued well into the future to infinity and beyond. Bang Chen, if you're listening to this, no, you're not. Unless you want to be, you're the best. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. What if he was? I would cry. Does it look like I'm a person that would cry? I would. But yeah, that's my list. Thank you, everybody, for vibing with me for an hour. It's been an hour? We did this for an hour? Whoa. That's the end, though. There's nothing left. That's the last slide. It doesn't go any further. I'm trying to click through, but it literally doesn't let me even click through. It's the last slide. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for coming to my K-pop awards. If this is on YouTube, please comment below anything I might have missed, anything that I said wrong, maybe any misinformation, anything that you want me to know. Who is your top artist of 2022? Let me know. Play along in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much with vibing for bye.